Dag dag. Pooh Jean. Welcome back. This is Mythos the Bear with the 100 Baby Challenge on The Sims 4. As you remember last time, Alina, was pregnant and had another baby. So there is a new baby in the family. As you can tell, I basically started up the program and was messing around doing some other stuff and left it on pause for a little bit. So I just need to go through and make sure what's going on with the family, make sure that they get their needs up, because I do want to try to woo another donor. So this guy was literally just standing right next to my house, so I obviously had to talk to him. It's never too early to start trying. So the object of this is to have a new donor lined up. We did bring Carol Danvers back into the mix. I remember that she was one of the original donors that I had downloaded. So I looked it up and I believe she is able to impregnate others. So I do want to try to use her as a donor. I know we didn't really hit it off that well before, but in the last episode, we seemed to have a really good relationship. But I think I forgot about that, and so I'm chatting this guy up. So, yeah, obviously random guys off the street, probably not that great. So we do have the new baby, a little girl named Nuktuk. So that's what's going on. I do still want to get my oldest daughter out of the house. I can't for the life of me remember what her name is. Dylan, maybe? I was trying to get her out last episode, so we had the possibility of having twins, but Alina went into labor too early, so that didn't happen. So we're still hoping to get some kids out in this episode so that we can hopefully move this baby train along. And here is Carol, right on time. She's so excited to come over. I really like it. I'm glad that it's working out this time, because in the beginning of the series when we were trying to woo Carol, it was just crazy and all over the place and uncomfortable situations, and right off the bat, I was pregnant and I had put out a fire that she started, and then she immediately left from that fire to go cook on the stove. So I don't know what her problem is. Anyway, here's Carol, potential new donor. And of course, they are just hitting it off like crazy. Alina, with, 6 pregnancies under her belt, is looking a little girthy. I don't want to use any potions or anything. Maybe on some of the days when she is pregnant and not wooing someone, I might just have her work out a little bit, but I don't want to use artificial means. So anyway, we are going to watch them woo each other back and forth, and it is going very well. What's going on? It's obviously winter and it's cold outside, and no one ever dresses appropriately. I did get a heat switch or indoor temperature gauge for the house, so now kids aren't just randomly freezing to death. So that's helpful. You shouldn't be freezing to death if you're just waking up and you're still in your pajamas. So here is Carol, and the option finally came up for woohoo. We don't have any space in our house right now for additional kids, but yeah, if the pod is a rockin', don't come a knockin'. it's always good to get a woohoo out of the way with a potential donor, because then you know that you're going to be able to woohoo with them again later in order to try to have those babies. I'm doing a lot of stuff in play mode instead of fast forward because it's so much easier to see things on the video when you do it that way, and I can always speed up the video later, but having it just playing in normal speed is really great. Yeah, so they actually had a really great woohoo. Might attribute that to them both being women, I don't know, but we got some kids home from school, and it looks like our eldest got an A. So it's time for her to age up and get the hell out of our house. And her stats are like crazy. She has some of the worst random traits ever. So she just got clumsy. So she's an angler is her aspiration, collector, and she has slob and all this other stuff. It's like I don't even know. I don't know. Some of my kids just have the weirdest or worst traits. But anyway, we have to spend her aspiration points and get her out of the house and see if we can get another pregnancy going. And we do have one more teenage sim. What are you saying this morning? I really need to work on getting my kids' positive traits up, like responsibility, conflict resolution, and things like that, because I do actually have that as one of my goals for my super parent aspiration. So I am going to spend some time trying to do that with my kids in this episode. Apparently telling or teaching to say sorry and other things like that, influencing them to do good chores like cleaning up the messes, really helps with their stats. So I just need to have one kid have 3 of those stats in a positive way. I'm not sure if I think it's just in general, because I think I looked it up later on in this episode, and it said any child or teen or something like that, when they have 3 in the positive range, that would work. So I'm not really sure, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to keep working on it. I have plenty of kids to try to get this with, obviously. Yeah, and my kids are just stressed the heck out. So some of them have like one trait where it's really high, like positive, and then they have like neutral, or other things are in the slight negative. So that's something that really has to change. And they're all really uncomfortable and don't want to do any of their work, which doesn't work for me because I need them to get out of the house. I think it is a weekend, though. I think this is a Friday. Yeah. So they actually have all weekend to get their stats up, make sure that they get the skills that they need. I think the kids need to have 1 skill at level 2, and the teens need to have 1 skill at level 3. 3 or 4, something like that. So here I am talking with one of my kids, teaching them all these different things to be good so I can get their stats up. And I think I do this with one more kid. I basically like just stand or sit there for a couple hours and we talk about like, hey, this is nice, you shouldn't do this, but you should do this, and just get their stats up. Hey look, there's Carol. And the first thing that pops up is try for baby and shower. I actually called her over because I forgot that I didn't have enough room in the house. So when we originally did the woohoo in the pod, I was like, why isn't there a try for baby woohoo? Can I actually not use Carol as a donor, so I called her over so I could ask her just to be friends. But the try for baby option just came up, so obviously that isn't the case. And she just goes right for it, like she attacked her. Bam. It is love-making time. I really think that they're compatible, but eventually I would like Alina to end up with Townie Mitchell, because they were like just ridiculous. They hit it off right away. There were no problems. It was literally the least amount of work that I've had to do with any sim, and I think that he and Alina would be a great match. So they are done trying for baby and shower, and Alina is going to take, oh, Carol is way excited about that. She's jazzed. So she's taking her pregnancy test to find out if that worked. And it did. They're pregnant. So Carol, she's auto gonna share the news, because I always do that. And I'm going to make her say, hey, let's just be friends. Now get the hell out of my house. I don't need you here anymore. And I'm also doing a lot of super efficient baby care with this new baby, because I am like, I think I'm level 9, or I think I maxed out to level 10. I don't remember which. Yeah, so a lot of the rest of this episode is basically just taking care of needs, talking to the kids, getting their stats up, and things like that. I did try to do the audio for this. I did a few seconds of a clip at the beginning and messed that up, so I deleted that and started over, and didn't realize that it switched my audio from my microphone to my computer. So the first part of this is going to be really messed up with the audio, and I apologize for that. I'm still wearing my headphones too. I'm going to take those off. That's just to check to make sure that the audio sounds okay. It sounds amazing, because now I'm using my Yeti microphone, and as you can see, I've been having a lot of technical difficulties, just because I was in the process of moving, and now I am moved. I finally am out of my quarantine apartment into my regular apartment. I'm still getting furniture delivered. Not like that's a big deal. There's just a few odds and ends. Like, it's not like they gave me a bare apartment. You know, I have stuff, but also started my first week of work, so that was stressful as well, and I haven't been sleeping very well. So some of this did fall by the wayside. Hopefully here in the next couple of weeks or so, things will get back to normal. I am still uploading on my US schedule, so 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is when everything's going to go up on their respective days, and hopefully I will get back to uploading on the actual day it's supposed to be. But that's very different in Korea, so 6 p.m. in the US is like mid-morning in Korea, so yay. And here we go. We have kids. Oh, my kids are, like I said, I'm working on needs. They are all just so pissed off, and I just need them to not be angry. I need them to not stink to high heaven. I mean, they're all children or older. They can take care of their own shower needs. But I do see, look, I'm trying to have one of my kids do their homework, but it's like floating / stuck in the bed, so that's obviously not working. This is my first time actually playing The Sims since the update, so, and you guys know how I am with updates. Like, The Sims and Origin just messes everything up.
So one of my kids is taking a picture, and I forgot that's what was happening, so I couldn't try to go into build mode to get this book. So he's going to take a nap because he can't do his homework. Okay. Just yeah. School and work and everything just causing me stress, and now I'm stressing out about it in my game. It's like, it is a real life simulator, but only in certain aspects. We don't have a wide variety of skin tones. Pretty much most of the makeup sucks ass. I mean, it looks like I did the Sims makeup because I have no idea what makeup is. I don't know. Does it look like I wear makeup? So, and now here we are talking to the kids, helping them with their homework. I really need this teenager, which is, I think that's Chloe, maybe. I really need him to finish his stuff, get his skill level up to level 3 or 4, whatever it is for him, and age up and get out. So hopefully Monday, after he gets back from school, that will happen. And then I'll have 2 spots open, and I can have another set of twins. My other kids are B students as well, so they aren't even teenagers in order to be aged up and out. But the baby, their birthday is coming up, so that's great. I think their birthday is on Sunday, so I can age them up into a toddler, and that'll be the only toddler I have in the house, which is amazing. And hopefully some of these kids will become teens, and they can all help out around the house, teaching the baby or the toddler how to crawl, or picking up after the toddler when it uses the toilet and things like that. And having them do those chores will actually help with some of their positive skills. So it works for everybody. Alright, so I think we finished helping Chloe with his homework, so now we're talking to one of our many children about her responsibilities, trying to get her positive skills up, and now looking for work, because simoleon inflow is a desperate problem we are always going to have when you have a bajillion children. I do really like the flow of the house better this way, and I'm really glad I did that. I have a lot of kids having a lot of problems in this episode. A missing toy, yeah. Because we have a billion toys. I'm pretty sure it's in there somewhere, and if it's not, you can find something else to play with until we can find it. Like, most of the toys I have at least 2 of. There are like a couple that I only have 1 of, but I don't have enough kids for all the crap I have, which is probably a first. I should probably sell some of those toys just because I do have a lot of them, and that could help with the simoleon issue. Because I think this episode we're floating cool at like $350, which is not the best. But we do have free services, so we do have that maid service. I think the maid was just leaving as this episode started, so I haven't seen them anymore. So we successfully told Carol to buzz off after having her be our donor, so we do need to find another donor. The other guy, random guy in front of the house, didn't look like he was in my phone to send a text message to, so I don't know if he's going to be the next donor or not. I might have to look him up in my relationships and see if I can get him to come over. Or there is another random guy crossing the street by our house. We could always have him come over and we could talk to him too. This is what I've resorted to. I'm too busy with my life to leave the house. So if you could come over and we can talk while, I'm doing stuff like looking up gigs, doing my work, eating, cooking, changing the baby's diaper. That really helps because then I can multitask and woo a donor while doing all this other household stuff at the same time. That works for me, personally. And the guys always gravitate straight to the computer. So I love having a flirtatious conversation sitting back to back with the person while they're rudely using my computer. That's the best. In case you couldn't tell, that was my sarcastic face. So things seem to be going good. I'm trying not to step on any toes and like flirt with people and get like to a more serious place. I don't want to have like two people I'm in that kind of relationship with at the same time because I don't want my status to go down. But they've already talked and they just shared their first kiss. So things are looking good for this guy to be our next donor. I don't even freaking know his name. I guess I could find it by going into the relationship field. See, look, this is like the fourth one that's popped up. Not smart enough. Why would my kids think that they're not smart enough? I'm not going to choose what I would personally say. I'm trying to choose what I think they need in order to get their positive goals so that I can get that done. And then random people just keep showing up. So there's this dude, and I swear to God, he has like resting sad face. Like, look at this. It's like, are you lost? Do you need an adult? It's like, why? He looks so sad. And like, is he one of the donors I downloaded? Is this like a new, just a new townie that's come in? Like, who is this person? I don't know. It could be a townie. It could be one of my donor downloads. Who knows? I mean, he's got the silver hair, so I was kind of thinking he was like from Mystic Messengers or one of the other like supernatural pack download donors that I had, but I have no idea. And I have problems. The pod is floating and she's floating next to it. She's not actually in the pod sleeping. So, I have to debug her because I'm trying to get her to come and talk to this guy because the other guy left. But I don't want her, see, there he is. He's just around the corner. So I saw him come around the corner. I'm like, oh no, that's the guy I was flirting with. We just had a first kiss. So I probably shouldn't flirt with this guy because that would hurt our relationship and it would also lower my score. Like, I don't even know what you call that, how people perceive me. So I don't want to mess with that. And so basically I'm just talking with this guy, trying to get to know him, become better acquainted. So in the future, we have some kind of background. So if I wanted to use him as a donor later, I can. So he's just going around the corner. I don't know. And so there's the pod floating without her in it. So we're just going to get back in there because she's a tired lady. And then he just comes in the house. Like, I thought he left. Why? So I think this is where we're going to end. And we now have another pregnancy. Look at all of our children. So many kids. So I think we're going to have probably... We already have 10, so we're going to have at least 11 before she ages up from a young adult into an adult. So I think that's pretty good. So this is where we're going to end. This is pregnancy number 7 Carol Danvers, and we have another donor or 2 or 3 potentially lined up. So that's where we're going to end on this one. See ya next time.